Hi, thank you for joining me today. I know it's an hour earlier than normal due to scheduling conflicts. So we're going to get this going and see what can be done. There's some interesting information to do. So we'll start our screen share and pull up the trade. And there we go. This is unreal. This is NZDUSD, or otherwise noticed as a New Zealand dollar and US dollar. This is a buy, and I've been doing it since June 25th, I do believe, is when I started this. And I started $280. Over the time, I have actually added more so that my leverage, my margin level, is higher for comfort zone. The longer I stay in this zone, the longer I stay in a specific trade, the more I want to get it going. And the more I want to see what this trade is actually doing. This is a buy, and it's a 0.01 lot size. And keeping it at a 0.1 lot size makes it available for me to stay in longer, for longer term than 30 minutes, more like a couple of months, and not have to worry about being stomped out. Now, stomped out means I hit my stop loss, or I've lost so much that my margin level has dipped in my comfort zone below 500%. Most brokers state if you go around 100% or less, then they're going to close the account and you lose what you've had there. I don't want to do that. I want to keep it around the 3,500, if not higher, in my margin level. Currently, it is at a negative $22.18 for this trade, and I'm not worried because my stop loss is still at a decent area that I don't have to be concerned. The price for this is 0.68310. My stop loss, we're going to go down to the 4-hour chart so you can see where it's at negative 6,000 pips. Now, a pip is like a penny when your lot size is 0.01. That's how much you can lose. So that's why it's a negative $60. Not that big of a deal when you have over 700 in your balance. So that stop loss is 0.62310. And my take profit is the same amount at a 0.74310, or in other words, 6,000 pips or $60 profit. Now, the reason I keep it at this limit, the same one-on-one, the same in my stop loss as well as my take profit, is the risk factor. The longer I can stay in the trade, the more apt it's going to be a win-win-win. So there's not too much of a difficulty here. Now let me show you something. With this trade as it's been, most people say, well, why don't you do the smaller times? Well, let's show you. At a minute time chart, very little movement here in a minute. And the trade is active, but there's very little going on. So I go into the 5-minute. I still can't see the whole story here. It's as if you were reading a book. The first 5 minutes, you might have the first paragraph, depending on how quickly you read. You don't have much of the story. You just have a little indication of what could possibly take place. Then you go into the 15-minute. You have maybe the first page. Not the first paragraph, but the first page, depending on how quickly you read, right? Still, do you know what's going on? Can you see what's happening? It's a little difficult when you do a naked chart, which is what this is, and all it has is the entry price, the take profit, and the stop loss. That's the only indicators on here. So I can't see much. Going into the 30-minute time chart, it can be done. You can trade here if you want to get in and out quickly. It's not specifically what it's going to do for you. For me, I can't tell you how it's going to go. So I go into the hour time chart, and I have a little better idea, but it only goes back to July of 2018. That's not too far ago, not too far back. So I can't tell you where this trade is going to be going, where this trend on this trade will go. But you can still trade here. Then we have the 4-hour time chart. Once again, you're seeing more of the story. You have maybe the first 2 to 3 chapters of the book. Not completely the whole picture yet, because it only goes back to October of 2017. Not too far back, almost a year, but not quite. Then I go into the daytime chart, and this is where I like to sit. This is where I like to stay and see exactly what's going on. And here's an indication of that. When you trade, you look left to trade right. And boy, where it's sitting right now, where this trade is sitting right now at a 0.66106, I can go back and find it not too far back. Yeah, granted, it's January of 2016, but this trade will always repeat itself. It will always do the same patterns. And being right here in January of 2016, I can tell you that this trade is going to shoot up and then come down and test the resistance and shoot back up and come down and do it again and again and again until it goes exactly the way it's going to go. Currently being at $22.10 negative. Yesterday we were currently at a negative $17.71 during the video that I was doing. Most people would say, well, why didn't you get out? You're losing. Not so. The trade trend on this is turning. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes no emotion. And never, ever, ever trade what you cannot deal without, because it's at your own risk. Any trading is at your own risk. And past experience does not tell you what your future is going to be. There's no guarantee. So you trade at your own risk, knowing how this is going to go. Because of the time frame that I'm in it, the longer I do it, the easier it is for me to sit back, take a look, no indicators, so a naked chart, and say, you know what? This is going to do just this. It's going to take some time, but it's going to do it because of the trend. Trends are your friend. The trend in this specific trade shows me exactly where it's going to go, exactly how it's going to do it. It takes time and patience, but it will get there, guaranteed. And as long as it's not hitting as low as it has before, and it was $28 the last time I was in this area, which is right in here. and all this. So it's not going to be too much of an issue. And it's not going to hurt because I can see how it's going. Now, what I'm going to do right now is, being that we are caught for time, I want to ask a question. Do you see how this trade is going? Can you see that it's going to hit 3 times on the resistance or the foundation and then shoot up? Do you see what I see? Because it's pretty cool. How I teach is basically an elementary. A 3rd grader could do it. That's why I keep the indicators gone. No indicators. Because as I sleep during the night, I go through grand mal seizures, clearing my memory. So I have no memory when I wake up. So I have to relearn everything. And learning the indicators, although I understand them, relearning every single day makes it near impossible to trade without concern, without worry, without panic. There is no emotion here. And I'm in a good position. And while we've been talking, we've actually dropped to negative $22.15. Still not an issue. Still not a problem. So what I'm going to do right here is we're going to move on, and I'm going to stop my screen share and see if there are any questions. Yeah, I know this was quick, and I apologize for that. We will meet up again, and today's only Thursday. We have Friday and Saturday still. Yes, a pip is with a 0.01 lot size is only a penny. So it's not that big of a deal, depending on the balance you have in your account. And as I stated, to get the higher margin level, to make sure I'm in my comfort zone and not concerned and can sleep my 8 hours, I have a higher margin level. And I added income or amounts to make sure I had that margin level. That is correct. Yes, we will be a long-term trader. Or you can be a short-term. That is whatever is in your comfort zone. Thank you for joining me. And I'll let you go. Have a fantastic remainder of your day. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.